Hi guys, welcome to another GCSE maths video, and in this one we're going to go through part 2 of week 4, forming and solving equations. If you haven't seen part 1, I'd recommend watching that, where I actually go through all the examples and practice questions as well. We got up to the extension questions, which was, let me just go up to that bit there, this bit here. So this is a mixture of, you've got a mixture of Edexcel and AQA style exam style questions. So if you want to have a go of these first, I'd recommend doing that. And so if you want to pause the video right now, you can do that. You can do that and unpause it when you're ready. So I'm going to go through these answers right now. So the first one says factorize 3e squared plus 5e. And if you get anything like this, what I'd always ask myself is it going to be single brackets? Is it going to be double brackets? Well, in this case, you've only got 2 terms. You know, when you have 3 terms, usually that's going to be double brackets, especially with a squared. So since you've only got 2 terms here, it's definitely going to be just single brackets in this case. So biggest factor you can take out, the biggest number, I can't take any number out, but what's the biggest e you can take out? Well, the biggest e I can take out is just 1e, open brackets. That leaves you with 3e for that term there, and plus 5 for that term there. So if you were to expand this, you should get the original. Yeah, and you do. So that's that one done. Next one, solve all of this. So again, when it says solve, it's asking what k is. In fact, it even says it here on the dotted line. So it's asking what k is. So we need to get k on its own equal to something. Let's get rid of this brackets here. So that's multiplying that, and it's multiplying that. So that's 7k minus 21 equals 3k minus 5. Let's keep the k on the biggest side, so let's keep it on that side. Let's get rid of it on this side, so let's minus 3k here and here. That gives me 4k minus 21 equals minus 5. Let's get rid of this, so we'll have to plus 21 here. I'll have to plus 21 to the other side. 4k equals, what's that going to be? That's going to give me 16, isn't it? And only one more step. Let's divide both sides by 4. So k is going to equal 4. Yep, that's your answer for that one. Next one, make a the subject of the formula. So we want a on its own equal to something. Let's get rid of this fraction. Don't like that fraction being there, so I'll have to multiply it by 2 here and here. So I'll get 2f equals a plus 1. And there's only one more step. Just have to take away 1 to both sides. So a equals 2f minus 1. That's it. Let's write it on the dotted line. 2 marks for that one as well. So altogether 6 marks for that big question. So you got part A, part B, and part C, 6 marks. So as you can see, you know, if you do get something like this in the exam, it's a lot of marks for relatively easy method, I think. Let's move on. Extension question 2, rearrange y equals 3x minus 2 to make x the subject. Right, this looks like an AQA question because you've got multiple choice. So they give you a bit of space around this question. Not that much though, but we can still use it. So let's rewrite our equation. And I need x on its own, so I'll have to plus 2 to both sides. That gives me y plus 2 on that side equals to 3x. And now I'll have to divide by 3, so I'll get x equal to all of that over 3. Which one is that? This one. Yep. So you have to circle that one. Let's move on. Solve that. Again, you'll have to get rid of the brackets. So the 4 is multiplying all of that. Still got that on the other side. Let's keep 4x on this side, because that's the bigger one. So let's get rid of that. 2x plus 12 equals 8. Let's get rid of the 12. 2x equals minus 4. Let's divide both sides by 2. X equals minus 2. 3 marks for that. Next one, make x the subject to the formula. Ooh, bit of a tricky one, this one. Right, let's do the same steps as before though. So again, to get rid of the fraction, you'll have to multiply by all of this. Let's put it in brackets here and on the other side. X minus b brackets here as well. So on that left hand side, I'll get a multiplied by all of that, and on the right hand side I'll just get the numerator, which is that. Let's expand the brackets. Okay, and I need, because it's asking for x on its own, I need x on its own. Let's get rid of it on this side. Let's minus x here. I'll get ax minus x minus ab equal to c. Okay, and let's get rid of the ab. I'll have to plus ab to both sides. So I'll get ax minus x equals c plus ab. The next bit is a little bit tricky. So you've got x here in this term and you've got x in this term as well. So you're going to have to extract those x's. And the only way to do that is by factorizing these two terms. So if you factorize, you're extracting the biggest factors. So take out the biggest factor, which is in this case obviously just x on its own. What does that leave us with? Well, this term just leaves you with a, and if you take x out of that or divide it by x, that's in essence what you're doing, you'll get a 1. Yeah, and we still got all of that on that side. Okay, there's only one more step. Just divide, or take this to the other side, take this brackets to the other side. You'll get x on its own equal to c plus ab over a minus 1. You don't have to put the brackets now. So x equals c plus ab over a minus 1. Yep, 3 marks for that. So key thing in this example, you have to factorize that. Just make a note of that. Yeah, it's the only way to extract the x's from both terms. Let's move on. Toby is forming and solving equations. The product of half of a number and 3 more than the number is the same as the square of the number. Wow. Toby uses y to represent the number. Okay. Write an equation that Toby could form. Let's break this down, what they're talking about. Product, that means multiply. Half the number, well, half the number just means divide by 2. 3 more than the number, 3 more, not 3 times more, but just 3 more, that's plus 3. Square of the number is just a little 2, isn't it? So Toby uses y to represent the number. Write an equation So the product of half the number, so let me write this down. So half the number, y over 2, product of that, and 3 more than the number, so that's y plus 3, is the same as, that means equals, by the way, the square of the number, so y squared. Okay, we can't leave our answer like this because it's got a multiply sign in there, so you can't have that. Let's simplify this a little bit. So I'm gonna have to let's get rid of the fraction here. Let's multiply by 2, and I'll have to multiply by 2 here as well. Just note, you don't have to multiply this term by 2 because you're already multiplying by this term, which is technically the same as multiplying by the 2 as well. If it was a plus or a minus here, then yes, you would have to multiply this because it would be a separate term. But literally, when it's multiplying, it's literally just joined together. These two terms are joined together. It's a little bit weird, but yeah, hopefully you notice that. So you'll get, what will we get? Let me just double check. Y, let me put it in brackets. Y plus 3 equals 2y squared. Yeah. And again, you can expand this if you want. So I'm going to put y squared plus 3y equals 2y squared. Yeah. And that's how I would leave my answer. So that's my equation. Let's move on. Part B says Toby forms another equation. X equals 9 over 8x. He wants to work out the value of x. Here is his working. What error has he made in his working? Right, so this was the equation. So he's multiplied by 8x to both sides. That looks right. Then, oh, what's he done here? If you're gonna square root one side, you're gonna have to square root everything, including the 8 as well. So he didn't do that. So what he's done is he's square root the x squared to get the x. He square root the 9 to get the 3. He's not square rooted the 8 here. It's just left it as it is, which is unusual. So you can say, or you can just show him what you should have done. Yeah. So you can say 8x squared equals 9. That bit was right. Okay. So if you square root both sides, you're going to get square root of 8. So that's what it should have been. And then you can say he should have square rooted the 8. That's good enough. Yeah, it's only 1 mark. You know, you don't have to go crazy with that one. That's good enough. That's fine. Let's move on. Extension question 6. Large rectangle is made by joining 3 identical small rectangles as shown. Perimeter of one small rectangle is 15 centimeters. Work out the perimeter. Okay. So, okay. 3 identical small rectangles. Let's see what a small rectangle looks like. And the same perimeter. That's, if you add up all the sides, add up to 15, that's what they're saying. So let's call that side x. Let's call that side y. So on here, that will be x right there. That's one width. And that would be one x as well. That's another width. And oh, actually, you know what? two of those widths gives us one length. So I'm not going to call it y. I'll tell you what, I'm going to call it 2x. So that's the same as that. Yeah. And that's going to be the same there. And at the bottom there, that's going to be 1x. That's going to be 1x. Is that everything? Yeah, it's much better if you do it like this. If you have two unknowns, then it's a bit weird, but if you just use one unknown value, such as x, then it's much better. So let's see if we can use this. The perimeter of one small rectangle, which is this, equals 15. Let's see if we can use that. So x plus 2x plus x plus 2x equals 15. So that's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. X equals 15. So x is going to be, if you divide both sides by 6, let's just leave it like that, 15 over 6. This might be on a non-calculator paper. So let's assume it's on the non-calculator paper in the exam. You haven't got your calculator. Let's just leave x as that. Okay, we want the perimeter of the large rectangle, which is all of these added together. So large perimeter equals, let's just go around, 1x plus another x plus 2x plus x plus 2x plus x plus 2x, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's convenient. 10x. So that's going to be 10 times this. Let's just do it like this. Can we simplify? Yes, we can. So can you see diagonally? 2 goes into that 3 times, and 2 goes into that 5 times. Oh, up and down here as well. So 3 goes into that once, 3 goes into that 5 times. That's better. So 5 times 5 is 25. So it's going to be 25, and they were using centimeters. Yep, should be 25 centimeters for your answer. It's a really good question. I like that one. So, you know, if you have anything like this, always definitely use algebra. It doesn't say in the question, but I would. And you could, you know, hopefully you can figure it out. Start off with drawing what would a small one look like. Call the smallest side x, and then go from there. And I figured out, wait a minute, based on this diagram, if I have x here and x here, that's the same as one length. Anyway, so that's going to be the same as 2x, isn't it? And then, you know, go from there. It just leads from one thing to another, and before you know it, you'll have your answer. Let's move on. Solve this funny thing. Right, 4 marks. This looks like an AQA paper, definitely. AQA question, sorry. I can tell from the lines that you've got here, this is what they tend to do in AQA. So 4 marks for this should be pretty straightforward, hopefully. Let's get rid of the fraction first. So I have to do that. That gives me 2 times 3 is 6. Still got that. Let's get rid of the brackets here. 6 times 10 is 60. Let's keep the 6x here. Let's get rid of the x on this side. So I'll get that. Let's get rid of the 60. What's that? Minus 45. And now divide both sides by 5. So that's going to be minus 9 equal to x. X equals minus 9. 4 marks for that. Extension question 8. Amy has X beads. Billy has 3 more beads than Amy. Carly has 4 times as many beads as Billy. Circle expression for the number of beads that Carly has. So again, you know, I would just do it step by step. So Amy has X beads. Then in fact, they're leading it through it. Amy has X beads. Billy has 3 more beads than Amy. So 3 more, not 3 times more. So that'll be X plus 3. Carly has 4 times as many as Billy, so 4 times this. So that'll be 4 lots of that. Oh, I can see it straight away. It's that one. Yep, and you're done. Let's move on. Length of a rectangle is 5 times the width. Area of the rectangle is 1,620 centimeters squared. Not drawn accurately. Okay, work out the width of the rectangle. So, the length of the rectangle is 5 times the width. So if x, let's call the width x, the length would be 5 times that. So that'll be 5x. Yeah, that's your first step, definitely. Fill in the blanks. And now, how do we work out area? Area of the rectangle is, let's write this down. Area is length times width. So that's x times 5x. What did I say the area was? Let's write it down on here. 1,620. That goes on that side. Let's simplify this. So x times 5x is 5x squared. Let's divide by 5 to both sides. Again, let's assume this is on a non-calculator paper. Five into 12 is twice. Remainder 2. And that's 4. So I'm going to write it the right way around. So x squared equals 3, 2, 4. Ooh, blimey. What's the square root of that? I'm pretty sure this will be on the calculator paper then. So they're not expecting, you know, what the square root of 324 is. So we'll have to do the square root of 324, which is 18 if you type it in your calculator. Yep, so it's, oh, is that what it's asking for? Yeah, work out the width of the rectangle. We said the width was x. So that's our answer. Yep, 3 marks for that. Pretty sure this is from calculate paper. Yeah, so you'll definitely have your calculator. So I didn't have to do that manually. Anyway, let's move on. Is this the last one? Yeah. So, towns P, Q, and R connected by roads. PQ, PR, and QR. PR is 10 kilometers longer than PQ. So PR is 10 kilometers longer than PQ. Okay. QR is twice as long as PR. So QR is twice as long as PR. Right. Okay. Total length of the 3 roads is 170 kilometers. Work out the length of PQ. Well, it's 2. Well, sorry. It's 3 dots on the map. Yeah. So let's just connect these. Okay, so I've connected them with lines. Obviously, you guys use a pencil and ruler if you printed this out. And obviously, if you do it in the exam as well, definitely use a pencil and ruler. And now, what were they saying? PR is 10 kilometers longer than PQ. So let's say PQ is X. Let's label that with an X, because that's a smaller one. PR will be 10 kilometers more than X. So that'll be X plus 10. And then QR is twice as long as PR. Well, PR was X plus 10. So twice that is just 2 times that. So there's your 3 values. Work out the length of PQ. Oh, we'll have to use this information here. So they're saying the total length of the 3 roads is 170. So we'll have to add up all up. So let's add up X plus all of that plus all of that. equals, what was it, 170. Okay, let's simplify this. So I've got 1x, 2x here. Let me expand this brackets here. So I've got 2x plus 20. Simplify even more. 2x plus 2x gives me 4x. 10 plus 20 is 30. And now let's take away 30 from both sides. And let's divide by 4. Oh, again, let's assume this is on, I reckon this is on a non-calculator paper, pretty sure if it's 4 marks. So we'll have to do, you could probably do it in your head, but I wouldn't recommend it. Let's do it this way. So 4 into 14 is 3, remainder 2. 4 into 20 is 5 exactly, so it's 35. And was that what he was asking for? PQ, yes, PQ was X, which we've just worked out. Always double check. 4 marks for doing that. It's not too bad, is it? So, you know, again, notice they didn't mention use algebra, but I think that's obviously the best way of doing it. And, you know, to show you're working out especially, that's how you're going to get your 4 marks. If you just put 35 as your answer, you're not going to get 4 marks, are you? Yeah. So, yeah, that's that done. And if you hopefully like that video, press the like button. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Hit the bell button as well so that you get a notification when I upload a new video. And I'm going to do, what am I going to do next? I'm going to do solving quadratics as well, so factorizing quadratics in the next one, which gets a little bit more complicated. So do keep an eye out for that one, and I shall see you in the next one.